And as you're there, just getting your bearings now, I wonder whether you'll be able to tell me, do you see your feet there? Do you have anything on your feet?
No, they feel really heavy.
Heavy.
Really heavy.
As you look down at your feet and you make that connection, and you make the connection with this life story that you're sharing with us today, why are your feet heavy? Are they in something?
Feels like they're weighed down.
You're weighed down.
Weighted, maybe.
And as you get a deeper connection with your body, I want you to now connect with your body, and I want you to imagine and to sense how your body feels. What's the emotion that your body has there?
I'm trapped.
You're trapped.
I feel that I'm a slave.
You're a slave. Tell me, you'll just have a knowing. Are you inside or are you outside? How do you feel?
Outside.
You're outside. And look around at your landscape there. Look from the left and to the right. What do you imagine that's there?
Fields of sugar cane, I think.
Sugar cane. And now I want you to look at your hands. So see the palms of your hands in front of you and then turn them round again and tell me, what colour is your skin?
It's black.
It's black. And how old do you feel there in that life? Just see that number come to mind.
32.
You're 32. If you're 32 years old, you'll know what people call you in that life. What's your name?
Elijah.
Elijah. Thank you for coming forward and working with us today, Elijah, and sharing your journey with us. Elijah, why are you a slave? What is it that you're doing there?
Working in the fields.
Do you work alone in those fields or are there others?
My family are there.
So your whole family work there?
Yes. We've been imprisoned.
You've been imprisoned?
Punished.
What's the punishment for?
Stealing.
Oh, I see. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you're just going to have a knowing, and it will instantly come. It's the first impression that comes to your mind. What country are you in, Elijah?
Africa.
You're in Africa. So you're 32 years old in Africa as a slave in the fields of sugarcane. And tell me about your family. You say your whole family is there. How many people are in your family? Do you have a mother and a father?
They're dead.
Your mother and father are dead. What did they die of, Elijah?
Disease.
Disease. So do you have any other family members there?
My close family. My sisters and brothers.
How many sisters do you have?
5.
You have 5 sisters. And how many brothers do you have there, Elijah?
3.
3.
It's a big family.
And what do your sisters do in that life? Do you still see them?
Also slaves.
They're also slaves. Do they also work in the fields, Elijah? Or do they work somewhere else?
In the fields.
They work in the fields. I want you to see before you the sisters that you have in that life. And as they're there in a row in front of you, I want you to look at them each individually. And I want you to pick the elder sister first. What's her name? What do you call her?
It feels Susanna.
Susanna. Now, how do you feel about Susanna? What's your emotion towards her? Is it a happy feeling or a sad feeling?
A happy feeling.
And I want you to look into her eyes there, Elijah, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And as you look into her eyes, I want you to connect with the soul of Susanna. Susanna that's in that life. But I want you to connect truly with her soul. And tell me, is Anna in your life today? Who is she? Susanna?
My sister.
She's your sister today. And as you go down now to the next sister, how do you feel about that sister? Do you have the same happy feeling?
No, I don't like her so much.
You don't like her? What's she called? What's her name?
Abigail.
Abigail. Take a look at Abigail and look closely into those eyes. Follow that line to the soul and tell me, is she in your
cruel.
life? She's cruel. Does she remind you of anybody today? Just your first impression.
My father.
Your father. So we've got Susanna and we've got Abigail. Step further down the line and tell me your third sister. What's her name?
It feels Leslie.
Leslie. Tell me how you feel towards Leslie. What's the emotion that you're feeling from your heart as you look at her?
I love her. She's my little sister.
And as you look into those eyes and connect with the spirit that she is and that soul, telepathically communicating, is she in your life today?
Yes, she's my younger daughter.
Younger daughter. How wonderful. And what about that fourth sister there? Elijah, as you go down that queue of your sisters, take a look at that fourth sister and tell me what's her name.
I'm struggling a bit.
How do you feel towards her? Just feel your heart connecting with hers and tell me what's your vibration, what's your feel about her energy.
She's beautiful.
And as you're connecting with the heart and the vibration, you'll be able to tell me if she's in your life today. Is she there? Who is she today?
I think she's my older daughter.
So you've just got one little sister left. So as you get to the very end of your sister line there, look at this one beautiful last sister and look into her eyes. Tell me, what did you call this sister? What's her name?
I think it's Jennifer.
Jennifer. Describe Jennifer to me. Is her hair long or is it short?
She's a child.
A young child, how wonderful. And as you look into her eyes and see the soul of Jennifer, tell me, is she working with you today in this life?
I think she's my ex-wife.
And now that we've got an understanding of your sisters in that life, you tell me that you have 3 brothers. Where are your 3 brothers, Elijah?
Feels like they're all dead.
They're all dead. Okay. Elijah, in a moment I'm going to put my fingers on your forehead, and when you feel me tap your forehead, you'll see the numbers come to mind, and that will be the number of the year of where you're living. So when you're ready, 3, 2 and 1. What year is it there?
1761.
1761. Thank you, Elijah. So what I want to do now is I want to close that scene, Elijah. So we're just going to close that scene just as if you're drawing the curtains on a stage or flicking the switch of a remote control. Just allow that scene to close. And I want you to allow your mind to drift and float and wander. And I want you to follow the same timeline of that life if you can. And I want you to go forward in that life to another important time when something significant is happening to you. So when you're ready, I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, you're going to be there at that particular time. So let's go now. 3. Just allow your mind to drift and wander. 2. Make an intention to go to a past life memory that's relevant to you today. And 1. Be there now. So tell me, Elijah, how old do you feel now? We'll just have a knowing.
76.
You're 76 years old. So Elijah, you lived to a very good old age. Look around, Elijah, and tell me, are you still in the same place? Are you in that place of the sugar cane? Are you in the fields of sugar cane still?
Feels like a village.
You're in a village. And as you look around this village, describe this village to me. Describe the houses.
Mud huts.
They're mud huts.
I have my freedom.
Your freedom. That's so very important to you, isn't it, Elijah?
Yes.
And as you look around, tell me, are you alone in this village?
I'm an elder.
You're an elder?
There are many people around me, but I am alone.
Well, Elijah, what I want you to do is I want you to take me to the place where you live. So as you're following that intention now, I want you to now make an intention to be at the place where you live, and I want you to be stood just outside of the place where you live as I place a crystal stone on you now. And I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want you to see yourself outside the place where you live. So when you're ready, 3, drifting and floating now, making that intention, 2, drawing even closer, and 1. So as you're looking at the place where you live, Elijah, describe it to me.
I have a spear or staff in my hand,
You have a staff.
and it's very basic. Hut with a window.
Hut with a window. And do you live there alone then? Or do you live with other people?
I'm alone.
You're alone.
I'm surrounded by people, but I'm alone.
You're surrounded by people, but you're alone. Are you alone in your mind? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So where's the rest of your family? What's happened to them?
Scattered.
They're all scattered. I see. So you're just living out your days there?
In peace, yes.
Is that part of the respect from being a slave before, that you have this village where you can live out your last days?
Yes.
I see. So Elijah, what I want to do is I want to close the scene where you are now, and I want you to take me to the last day of your life, totally detached from any pain, fear or emotion. So as I continue to talk to you now, I want you to close that scene where you are now. Very good. Just allow that scene to close as if you're flicking the switch of a remote control. And allow your mind to drift and wander as you go drifting and floating on the same timeline, all the way to the end of that life. We want to be going to the last day of that life. So I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, we're going to be at the last day of that life. So when you're ready, 3. Closing that scene now and just travelling through that timeline now. See yourself surging towards the last day of your life. 2. Totally detached from any pain, fear or emotion. Able to talk to me very clearly. And 1. Now you're at the last day of your life there. Describe to me what's going on there. Is there anybody else about?
I feel like I can't breathe.
You can't breathe. Is this an illness that you have, or have you chosen this is your time to leave?
I have congestion.
Congestion. Do you feel that it's an illness? Or are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go. Well, Elijah, what I want you to do in a moment is I want you to take a nice deep breath, and when you take that breath, I want you to imagine that you're drawing yourself away from that body, that vehicle of that life, so that you can be the soul that you are. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Very good. And step away from that body, Elijah. That's right. And I want you to step away from that body and see yourself about 3 or 4 foot above the body now, looking at this scene. That's right. Just get your bearings there, Elijah. And as you look down on this body of Elijah, tell me, how did this past life for him go? What did that life teach him?
To be free.
To be free. And how did he do in that life? You'll just have a knowing.
It's gentle. Gentle, peaceful soul.
It's a gentle, peaceful soul. So throughout his trauma of that life, he managed to compose himself to be the gentle, peaceful soul that he is. How wonderful.
It's the shackles.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shackles are on my wrist and feet.
Are they still there? Did you still have
No.
to wear the shackles?
No. I had my freedom.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, Elijah, that you're out of that body, it's normal at this time that someone from the soul realm or a higher source comes to collect you. So what I want you to do is, as I continue to talk to you, I just want you to turn your head upwards. And as you turn your head upwards and look into the sky, I want you to tell me, what do you imagine is coming towards you? And the more I talk, the more I speak, the closer and closer that image will become. It could be a colour or an angel, or just a being. And the more I talk, the closer and closer it comes until it's before you now.
It's an angel.
It's an angel. Describe this angel to me, Elijah. So what colour is this angel? Does it have a colour, or is it a dull light, a bright light? Describe it to me.
Can't really tell. It's a lighter colour, maybe. Pale bluish white.
Pale blue, thank you very much. And the blue will be significant because they're coming down on the blue ray with that soft, gentle vibration. And I want you to draw that angel towards you now. You see that image getting closer and closer towards you till you can sense their vibration. You're so close. Now what I want you to do, Elijah, I want you to step into that vibration of that angel. I want you to feel the energy of that angel. And tell me, how do you feel now?
Peace.
At peace. And what is the message that this angel brings for you? You can telepathically communicate with this angel, mind to mind and soul to soul. What is this angel saying to you?
Learn to live again.
Learn to live again. Well, I'd like, with your permission, to come with you on the next step of our journey. And I'd like permission for us to go to your soul group, and this will be your soul family. This will be the group that you work with, and this will be your purpose. So with that in mind, Elijah, I want you to take the hand of the angel there. And as I continue to talk now, I'd like you to go drifting and floating upwards, up and up and up, up past the fluffy white clouds now, even further up and up and up and up, with the intention that we're going to your soul family, your soul group, so that we can find out exactly what you do and the purpose and how you work. So as you're drifting and floating upwards now, not a care in the world, travelling up and up and up and up through the clouds. I want you to imagine that before you can see an archway, and as you see that archway, you're automatically drawn even closer and closer to that archway. It's almost magnetic. You can feel yourself being drawn down that archway, which will take you towards a door, and this will be the door to your soul family. And see yourself now going through that archway until you settle on that door and you're before it now. So describe this door to me, Elijah. What does it look like?
Like an oval top.
An oval top. Wooden. And tell me, do you push that door to open it or do you pull it? What's your sense?
Pull it.
You pull it. I'm going to ask permission to come with you now, with your angel, so that we can step into your soul family. And with that in mind, I want you to see yourself there now, putting your right arm forward, pulling on that door now, drawing it forward. And I want you to imagine yourself stepping in to that place now, with your angel and me beside you. And as you step in, I want you to look around and tell me, do you feel that you're outside or inside?
Inside.
You're inside. And as you're looking around inside this very special place, tell me, what do you sense? What do you imagine is there? Describe this place to me.
It feels like it's a Wild West saloon.
A Wild West saloon.
There's lots of like sections.
Well, what I want you to do is I want you to just imagine that you're floating around this place, because you can go anywhere and move anywhere and do anything you want to do now. So just imagine that your soul is now floating around this area. And as you're floating around now in this place, you're going to get a sense as to whether you're alone or whether you sense that there are other souls around.
It feels like there are a lot of souls and they're happy and
A lot of happy souls.
Celebrating almost.
Are they celebrating your return?
Yes, I think so.
And as you look around, I want you to go floating around this place, connecting with those souls that you haven't met for such a long time, until you come across a soul that you feel that you resonate with more than the rest. So just allow your mind to float and drift and wander, going round this place now, until you see that soul in front of you now. And describe that soul to me.
Feels like it's my brother.
It's your brother. And in this very special place where you are now, you have the ability to telepathically communicate. So tell me, what is it that your brother is saying to you?
We've missed each other.
You've missed each other.
Welcome home.
How very lovely, and your body is totally aligned now. So is there another message that your brother wants to give to you before we move on?
You're at peace now.
At peace. Thank you very much. At peace. So now I want to move on with our journey. And I'd like permission to talk to Howard's inner self in a moment. So what I want to do now is, Elijah, I want to thank you for sharing your journey with me and explaining the experiences and challenges that you had in that life. And thank you very much for being there for us. But it's now time that we close. So take a nice deep breath in Elijah, I want you to step back. And I'd like permission to speak to Howard's inner self. Do I have permission to speak to your inner self today, Howard?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, take a nice deep breath, Howard. Step away from your body and allow your inner self now to come forward. I want it to connect with your throat. I want it to connect with your energy. Yeah, that's right. Very good. Settle down. And you're going to be able to talk to me through the vibration of the throat. So good afternoon, inner self.
Afternoon.
Inner self, do you feel male or female energy, or are you neither?
Female.
You're a female energy. Do you have a name that I can call you?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Good afternoon, Stephanie. Thank you for coming forwards and working with me today. Stephanie, I'd like you to tell me, is this the first life that you've had with my client, or have you had many? Many lives. What is it that you're working with him for?
To bring joy and happiness.
To bring joy and happiness. And how are you doing that, Stephanie? What is it that he has to do to bring joy and happiness to this world?
Open his heart more.
Open his heart? More. So I want you to take a look at him just as if you are looking down on his body, and tell me, how's he doing at the moment?
Very well.
He's doing very well. That's lovely. Stephanie, do I have permission to do a body scan with you today, because you know everything about him?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'd like to start at the top of the head. Stephanie, what I want you to do is I want you to go inside the body to do the scan as I do the scan on the outside. And we're going to start at the top of the head, and we're going to work our way all the way down, going down through the scalp, down the back of the eyes, that's right, down the jaw, around that throat area. Very good. And I want you to go across those shoulders and down those arms, and then back up again. And just follow down the torso into the heart area. And let's go down deep into that tummy area. Either side of those hips, feel what's going on there. And make your way to the top of the thighs, going down the thighs, over those knees now, past those shins, all the way down to the ankles, right to the tip of the toes. And let's do that in reverse now. So let's go from the tips of the toes, coming up, round those ankles, collecting, just as if you're viewing the body, going up the shins, looking for any energy that we can work with, any attachments or entities, going up the thighs now, into the hips, into the tummy and the torso, all around those shoulders up to the throat, and then back to the top of the head. Stephanie, there's no doubt a number of things that we can work on today, but what's the first thing that springs to mind? Where can we help him in his body?
His head's cluttered.
His head. His head is cluttered.
Too many thoughts.
Too many thoughts. Are they too many thoughts from this life?
Yes.
Do you have a message for him, Stephanie? How's he going to get rid of these?
Stop worrying so much.
Stop worrying. Stephanie, what I want you to do now is I want you to go inside that head, and I want you to begin to draw those worries out. And I'm going to place my hand on his forehead, and as I place my hand on his forehead and connect, I want you to pull the roots of those worries out, and I want you to place them in my hand. So when you're ready, 3, 2 and 1, begin to go in there now and start pulling the roots of all those cords of worry that don't really serve him. That's right. All that anxiety, the roots of fear, the roots of worry. Start drawing them out and placing them into my hand so that we can release them today. Just allow them to come to the surface and put them in my hand. Have I got them in my hand now? Thank you very much. I'm going to take them from you. I'm going to offer that up to the universe, and may the light of the universe always accompany you. Stephanie, now that we've cleared the worry from the head, do we have a colour or a word that we can replace in that head?
There's two. It's violet and yellow.
Violet and yellow. Wonderful, vibrant colours. So as I place my hand on your forehead, I want you to imagine that I'm pouring in 2 streams of colour, of violet and yellow, as they come streaming down my hand and begin to get poured from my hand into your forehead, and just feel the liquid energy of these beautiful spiritual colours now connecting with every cell and fibre of your body, filling that area up where that anxiety was, filling it up with confidence, joy and love. And the more you need, the more you shall have. Just feel it filling up and up and up and up until it's completely full. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead and seal that in. So Stephanie, take another look at the body and tell me, is there anything else in the body that we can work with? Any attachments or entities or past life memories? Just glance at the body and tell me where you feel there's a dullness.
The heart, really.
The heart area. I'm going to place my hand on your heart now and connect with that energy. It's a tripping out kind of energy. I don't know how else to describe it. But as all energy is consciousness, what I want is the energy that is stuck in this heart area to have a voice today. So I'm going to ask that energy to be drawn up to the throat. So this energy can talk to me and tell me what it's doing there. So when you're ready, I'm going to draw it up, 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 up to the throat. Energy, tell me what you're doing there in the heart area.
Sadness.
Sadness. Where is this sadness from? Is it from this life or is it from a past life? What's your
Both.
Both. Tell me about the sadness from this life. What is it that he's holding on to?
Pain.
Pain. And what symptoms does that cause him?
Not to trust.
Not to trust. I'd like to talk to Stephanie now, the inner self. Stephanie, is that benefiting him, causing him that much pain and not allowing him to trust?
Not at all.
Not at all. What do you suggest that we do with him today? Do we release that energy?
Yes.
So I'm going to call on Goddess Isis to come forward now and work with me. I'm going to place my hand here and I'm going to call on her to go in there. And I'm going to ask her to go in with the love of Goddess Isis to coach out all that sadness. She's there to take it home, to bring it love, to repair and restore. So go in there now, Goddess Isis, and start drawing all that sadness out. He doesn't need those memories anymore. He's learnt the lesson. And we're here to learn lessons. Our pain is just a lesson. It's not a lifetime. We don't need to carry it with us. So are you ready for this luggage to go home now? So go in there, Goddess Isis, and start drawing all that energy up, 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 up. Whew. And have I got all that energy in my hand now? Just keep going, drawing it out. Don't leave a fragment in there, bringing it out and out. Are we done now? Thank you very much. I'm going to offer that up to the universe to be restored and replenished. But Stephanie, what I'd like you to do now that we've removed that sadness, I want you to connect with that past life memory that he has in his heart. So as I continue to talk to you, I want you to go back in time, drifting and floating back further and further. Follow the timeline of this memory of the sadness in his heart. And I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. And when I get to 1, we're going to be at that past life memory. So when you're ready, 3, just allowing your mind to drift and wander. Very good. 2, getting closer and closer to the memory that's connected to your heart now. And 1, be there now. So describe to me, are you male or female in that life? How do you feel?
I don't think I'm quite there.
Just allow yourself to follow that timeline as you continue to hear my voice, following my instruction, going deeper and deeper into that past life memory. Now,
I'm a male.
you're a male. Tell me what's happening in your life there. What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph, thank you for coming forward. Joseph, tell me, what is going on in your life that you've held on with this sadness in the heart?
My wife died.
Your wife died? What did she die of, Joseph?
Emphysema.
And how did that make you feel, Joseph?
She left me alone.
She left you alone. If she'd had a choice, I'm sure she would have stayed with you, don't you think?
Yes.
And Joseph, why did you choose to keep that sadness in my client today? Why didn't you go to spirit with this energy to be restored? Why are you here? What symptoms do you cause him?
Sadness in his heart.
You cause him sadness in his heart? Well, that's not really doing him any good, is it, Joseph?
He can't love properly.
He can't love properly? So is that what you...
It's the fear of losing somebody. Fear of it happening again.
So is this what you're impressing upon him? Don't love too strong and too deeply?
He gets taken away.
Well, you're only pressing on your feelings and your character and your emotions onto him because he's got a different life now, hasn't he?
Yes.
So how do you feel, Joseph, that we now allow you to go back to spirit so that you can be with your wife? Would you like to do that?
Relieved.
Relieved. So I'm going to place my hand here on the heart area. Joseph, I want you to go in here into this heart now, and I want you to go into every fibre, cell and muscle of this heart, and I'd like you to start to gather all your memories up. Feel yourself pulling at that sadness and drawing it into my hand. Very good, very good. Every fragment now getting lighter and lighter, knowing it's time to come home. Joseph, go in there and start collecting all your memory in your luggage, all your consciousness. We don't want to leave anything behind. And I'd like to call on Archangel Michael to come forward and press his sword of light into this heart area, and with his blue sword of light I want you to enhance the brightness in the heart. Joseph, go in now and start checking every root, every canal, every corner, every bend, and see that you've gathered all that energy up. Very good. And are we done now, Joseph? Yeah. Wow, that is sad. And I'd like you to take that sadness with you. Thank you. Well, I'm going to take that away from you now, Joseph. Before we leave, do you have a message for my client?
Be at peace, child.
Be at peace. Thank you very much, Joseph. I offer you up to the universe. May the light of the universe always accompany you. Be at peace. Stephanie, I'd like to know what we can replace into this heart. Do you have a colour or a crystal or
Love.
love?
Yeah, pink love.
With love.
Pink.
Pink. Well, I'm going to put my hand here and I'm going to call on Archangel Ariel now to come down on the pink ray and bring that spiritual pink energy down from source. And as it begins to connect with us now, I want you to imagine that this pink energy is coming down from my shoulder, through my elbow, into my wrists and my fingers, and now it's pouring into this heart area. Feel as this pink energy connects with your heart, just how relaxed those muscles come. And feel the relief and the freedom that your heart has now to love and to be loved. And the more energy you need, the more you shall have. Just keep pouring it in and in and in, until your entire heart is soaking up this pink energy like a sponge. And see that heart area getting pinker and pinker, and then brighter and brighter as the energy gets deeper and deeper, so strong that it completely fills the heart area. And I'm going to tap you on the forehead, seal that in. But Stephanie, is there anything else in the body that we can work on today, or shall we go to the questions?
Not today.
Not today. I know there's only so much that we can do in one session. And Stephanie, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions on behalf of my client here. I'd like to know about the life in Egypt. Tell me about that.
It was wonderful but sad.
Wonderful but sad?
Short but sweet.
Describe this to me. Was he male or female?
Male.
He was male. And what did he do in that life in Egypt?
As the son of Pharaoh.
He's the son of
Pharaoh, destined to be Pharaoh one day.
So why was his life cut short in that life?
Drowned.
He drowned.
He's destined to be the leader.
That must have caused an awful lot of sadness in that life.
Yes.
And Stephanie, I want you to just scan this body and just make sure, as we're working with him today, has he got any of that sadness in his body now, or where is it? It's just here. Okay, I'm going to connect there now. Yeah. And put this shungite there. Shungite with the magnetic properties. Stephanie, go in there and now start calling on those old memories. What symptoms do these memories cause my client today? How does it make him feel?
Fearful.
So it's not doing him any good. Stephanie, go in there now and start collecting that sadness that should have gone back with him. What was his name in that life? In Egypt.
It's long.
It's long. Keep going in there now, gathering all that memory. It's time for you to go back and to be restored and replenished, so my client can feel lighter and brighter and have more energy and more confidence.
It's the fear of not being able to accomplish everything I'm meant to.
And is that what's been holding him back? Is that what's been tripping him up?
Yes.
Go in and get that fear, Stephanie. See you collecting that fear now and giving it to me. Have I got that fear now? Wow. So I'm going to ask that I take that from you. I'm going to offer that up to the universe to be restored and replenished. Stephanie, what can we replace that area with?
Inner strength.
Inner strength. As I place my hand here, I'm going to ask for Elmora to come down now with the wisdom and the strength of spirit and source. And I want you to gently shine a vibrational light, almost like light confetti. See it coming down like a tunnel of light into the body area now. And as it settles within this area, every fragment settles and melts like a snowflake, soothing this area, feeding you full of confidence, full of passion and desire, and concentration, knowing that you can be the best you that there is. And completely feel that. I'm going to tap you on the forehead, seal that in. So tell me, there's a couple of questions else that I wanted to ask you, and that is this fear of worthiness. Was that part of his fear of worthiness that we've just dealt with?
Yes.
Thank you. So we've done that. Great. I'd like to talk about, there's 2 books. Explain these books to me. Egyptian Life and Pharmacy versus Holistic.
Yes.
Stephanie, explain to me what he should be doing now.
Researching, studying and researching.
Research. Where's he going to be able to get the information from? It's all right saying that, but we like specifics. Where should he look for that research?
The internet mainly.
Mm-hmm.
He has all the knowledge at his disposal.
So it's just about knuckling
It's the
down.
Experience.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy experience.
And when should he begin this?
Now.
Now. Is there a particular time that this book ought to be launched?
January, February, maybe March.
Launch January, February. Thank you very much. I'll tell him that. And I want to ask another question which relates to this living group of entities. Who are they?
A group of the White Brotherhood.
Group of the White Brotherhood. Explain this to me.
Very powerful beings.
Powerful beings.
Overseers of humanity.
Where do these beings come from? Do they come from Earth?
No. From far away.
Far away. Stephanie, do we have permission to connect with these powerful beings today?
Yes.
So with that thought in mind, I'd like us now to make the intention to call on the White Brotherhood, to ask that it brings us a speaker to come forward to talk to us today. So I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want them to be in this room. So when you're ready, 3, calling on the White Brotherhood now to come and connect with us. It's very good. Nice and steady. 2, getting closer and closer so that they can use your voice and speak to me now. And 1,
We're here.
You're here. Good afternoon. Tell me, you beings, are you male or female energy, or neither?
Neither.
You're neither energy.
Androgynous.
So what is it that you work on then?
Bringing light and wisdom into the world.
Bringing light and wisdom. And where are you based? Where do you live? Is it a planet we know? Or is it space?
Not really. It's very far away.
And how many are you in this brotherhood?
In the Andromeda Nebula.
I see.
There are many of us. We're a team.
You're a team. Do you work with other groups as well as the White Brotherhood?
Well, you mean with other light beings? Yes, occasionally.
And what is the purpose of you bringing light down to us souls on Earth? Why do we need this light?
To raise the vibration and consciousness of humanity. For so long they've struggled.
And as you look at the condition of us at this moment, how are we faring with all of that?
Not so well.
Not so well. So if there is a message that we could pass on, what would the message be to the rest of us?
To shine your light brightly. You're also closed down.
How do we shine our light brighter? What do we need to do to achieve that?
To meditate, to grow spiritually, to love each other rather than kill each other.
So to be open rather than closed.
We have no understanding of how they can treat each other the way they do.
Is this beyond what you comprehend in your world?
Yes.
Tell me, are you in a future? Are you in a future life experience, or are you in a past life experience?
We're all times. There is no time. We're very conscious and aware of the predicament of humanity at this moment in time, and we do our utmost to bring our gift to help.
And what gifts has my client got that he needs to be working on today?
The confidence to keep opening up more to deliver our messages.
Mm-hmm.
He's very capable.
Well, I'll be giving that message back to him. I want to thank you for working with me today. And as you step to one side,
It's our pleasure.
I'm just going to put my hand here in the heart area, and I'm just going to allow your vibration to come back into place. And that was a very cold sensation that came quite quickly. Just allow yourself to drift and lift. Very good. That's right. I have just a couple of more questions, Stephanie. I want to ask about his guides. Tell me, how many guides does he have that's working with him at the moment?
6.
6 guides? What's the purpose of these guides? What do they do differently? Or do they share and combine?
They're all different aspects.
Mm-hmm. What's the main guide that's working with him at the moment?
Ezekiel. He's the most prominent.
Mm-hmm. Does he have a message for him today? Ask him, what if you could send a message today for us, what would it be?
To take better care of himself.
Take better care of himself. Very good. Very good. Take care of self. And I want you to just follow my voice. And as you follow my voice, relax even more. Even more as I walk around this bed, just to get a blanket now to cover you up with, as the energies are. That's better. Thank you for that. So Stephanie, we're coming to the last question that my client has today. And that question is about the fear of dying. Why does my client have a fear of dying? What's all that about?
Too many unpleasant deaths.
Too many unpleasant deaths. Mm-hmm. But as spirit, he knows that you're here and gone. And it's not to carry on that energy and leave it in various bodies, as we find out. Fear and energy can get trapped in bodies. Does he have any memories trapped in this body, or is it just a DNA memory? Is it just
DNA?
It's a DNA. Stephanie, I want you to work with my client during his sleep time, and I want you to go in and I want you to collect all those memories and those thought forms that he has of these fears that don't serve him any longer. Because as you know, that you don't carry on with fear once you leave the body. You're just building your love and your light even stronger. But Stephanie, I've nearly finished for today. We're coming to the end of our session. Is there anything that I ought to have said or should have asked? Do you have a message before we go, Stephanie, for Howard today?
To love yourself more. You truly are worthy.
To love self more. How can he love himself more? So what thought patterns does he need to change?
Look forward to the future ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You have so many gifts to use.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Stephanie. But we've come to the end of our session now. So, with respect, I'd like to bid you farewell. So if you can take a nice deep breath in now and step away from the body, that's very good. And allow the energy of Howard to come back into the body. Just Just allow it to settle into the body now. Nice and steady, respecting your journey. And Howard, I want you to begin to start feeling all the energy circulate around your body. Perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes. Very good. Allowing your breath to get deeper and deeper. Remembering all the things you need to remember and disregarding the rest. Knowing that you've been on an amazing journey. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, come back to the room. Nice and steady. Nice and steady. That's right. Just respecting the journey. Bringing yourself back to awareness now. So how are you feeling?
Boy, I went cold.
You went very cold.
Could you feel it?
Yeah. I was judging it. It's probably on film, but it's bound to be on film. But yeah. I always have a blanket ready. You've got my jumper as well.
Yes.
But that's the energy of spirit. Sometimes we get a hot energy, sometimes we get a cold energy. So how do you feel it went, Howard?
Yeah, pretty worried. I wasn't sure whether I was imagining it or
yeah,
it was...
we do think that. It's our ego tripping in, saying, "Hey, is this my imagination or is this real?"
I always wanted to be black in this lifetime.
Well, you got your wish.
Yeah.
But thank goodness you're not a slave anymore.
Yes. Well, I was a slave to myself, I think.
Yeah. So how do you feel that it went? It
went well.
Yeah.
My solar plexus still feels a bit screwed up a bit, but yeah.
It'll settle down. Because you connect very strongly with your solar plexus. It's a bit like a muscle. If you haven't used it for a while, it'll be still vibrating.
I don't know if you can hear the energy. My tummy's kind of rumbling around there,
Yeah. So how long do you think you've been under then, Howard?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, you're about right. Yeah.
I also, right before you started going down the stairs, I saw a kind of good-looking young man. I don't know what era it was. He had kind of shoulder-length hair, black hair. It seemed to go into a picture frame, and then as I went down the stairs, I think it disappeared. But I felt I was kind of channeling a bit as well. I don't know if that's normal or not really.
Yeah, well, you're connecting to all the energy that's around you, and you can bounce telepathically to wherever you want because the thought travels.
I don't know why I couldn't remember the third sister's name.
You probably weren't so much connected. You had quite a big family there, and those family are actually in your life today, aren't they?
Yes.
Let's get back to those. Where you had your father was one of your sisters there. Your younger daughter was one of your sisters, and your elder daughter. Your brothers in that life were all dead. So you're very lucky to be alive in that time, weren't you?
I was blessed.
Okay, so I'm going to switch this off now.